Hey, what's up, you guys? It's 70 Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady, driving up the downtown connector, going under the John Lewis Freedom Parkway, 7585 northbound, downtown Atlanta. It's a Saturday afternoon, around 4 something, and it's a whole traffic jam. Where are you people going? You're supposed to be off for the weekend. Not traveling downtown. I'm only here because I got to go to work. What are you here for? Someone was here for something, because just right before I turned the camera on, I saw all this paper on the roadway, little papers. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I looked closer, and there were a bunch of lottery tickets. I mean, hundreds of lottery tickets. Someone bought hundreds of lottery tickets. I don't know if they won and they lost them, or they lost and they threw them out of the window. So about a half a mile worth of lottery tickets scattered across all lanes of the downtown connector. So I'm guessing they did not win. Or the ones that are on the ground were not winners. Or someone got mad at somebody and said, you spent all these, I said hundreds of tickets. You spent hundreds of dollars on these lottery tickets. And they threw them out the window. And one of them could be a winner, huh? If you're into the lottery. Oh my goodness and mercy. So anywho, who is who, what is what, when is when, where is where, why is why, and how is how? How now, brown cow? When will you come from under the illusion that you're under, the spell you're under? Woo! Only a kiss from your one true love will break the spell you're under. You think Shrek your one true love? I do, said Fiona. I do. It's going to be a royal wedding this year. All curses will be broken. What? Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, show up for yourself. Show up for yourself. Listen, Linda, listen. Linda got to pay for her dastardly deeds, you understand? Linda, you are out. You were never in the first place. And the thing is, when you connect it with when you connect it under a spell, a love spell, to the wrong people, you just go further down. You don't even realize you're sinking. You're on a Titanic playing with the orchestra on the deck. What are we even doing right now? Like everything is everything. Everything is not everything. You are sinking. Your ship is sinking. You're about to be out there on the iceberg with the chicken head, and they're going to say, hold on, while they keep your butt in the icy water. While they keep you in the icy water. And they survive, but you don't. And that's what it's all about. Do the hokey pokey. Put your right foot in, you put your right foot out. Put your right foot in and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. It's for you to go down. And if you make them go down, they're going to take you down with them. And see, the problem is you are going down. But you're under such a glamour spell, you don't even realize it. But see, the problem is, not only are they a false, phony, shape-shifting, Jezebelian, copycatting trick of the enemy, not only is it that they want to win at all costs and throw 10,000 people under the bus instead of doing what is right and good. Instead of serving the one true God, they're serving themselves or the devil, or were sent by the devil to destroy you. And they are destroying you. You could think it's a feather in your cap. You under a spell. You under an illusion. If you think that's a feather in your cap, you have not won since you hooked up with that mess, right? Be honest with yourself. Be honest with God. Even if you're not honest with everybody else. Even if you keep faking like everything is everything. Even if you're ready to celebrate a whole phony tomorrow. Even if all of that and all of that and all of that. Guess what? It's a problem, because you keep dragging this phony into all these rooms that you're invited in, that you belong in, that they do not belong in, and people don't want them in there. But you keep bringing them, and they like you, so to appease you, they accept them. That means they're accepting the false and the phony, and eventually especially with this last stunt y'all pulled, they're going to think, where is this person's judgment? Maybe they're not as pulled together as I thought. I'm talking about you. Maybe not only do we not want the phony one, we don't want them either. Because their judgment is off if they double, triple, quadruple down on what this mess is that they got created here. They didn't mea culpa at all. They just said, yeah, and you jealous. You ain't never, you ain't never been nowhere. You just too poor and too jealous. Come on, where did that come from? Did that come from heaven, or come from hell, or from self, or from ego, or from what? Where did that come from? That is the question. I'll wait. You know what you won't say, and everyone else already knows where it came from. That's why you got so much pushback, right? That's right. And there was no mention of the Lord in any of that. Then you're going to go on national television. I don't think that's what you wanted to be on national television for, my friend. That's not really the feather in your cap. Then you're sitting there looking like a simp when they pop their hand on your head, like, good boy, good puppet. Meanwhile, every time they open their mouth, you are shaking in your boots about what they might say, because you don't know what they're going to say, because you can't control them. They will not be controlled. They will not be put out. Oh, but they will be put out. Because as was said before, I said it before, don't say it again. Here's the problem. When they are found out to be the fraud that they are, and they will be, and they are being found out even now, mention of God and none of their defense for what they're doing, right? No mention of any of that. Just I and me and my. And ego. My ego ain't that big. Yeah, that's why Tamara had to jump it back up. Because she saw that evil come right out of them. Like, oh my. She said, oh. I was cracking up. She said, oh, and jumped back on. Look at that. Because my ego ain't that big. And when that trick said that, the evil came out. The evil look that comes out of them came out. I bet that vein was popping out the side of their neck at the same time, but it was covered up, right? By their whatever they was wearing. But even Tamron had to jump back, like, oh, I thought they were sweet. And oh man, I just saw that evil pop out of that trick. Wait a minute. And even when you're in there talking about stuff and you want to go off on your own little, you know how you do, wordsmith that you are. And you got these rehearsed scenarios of what you're going to say for whatever. And yeah, I don't use my platform to criticize this and that. And further, there's you ready to go into the next phase of it because people don't usually stop you. But she said, but what about this? And she stops you and asks you the question. But you was about to go right on smooth shifting into the next thing, like you do. That's how you handle all of this mess. And you can't be doing that. People see through that mess. They might not say nothing because they like you and they want to keep liking you. But they don't like what you're doing right now. And they definitely don't like who you're doing it with. Okay? So, be mindful of that. You dig, and you dig. Because this is not it. I say it's not it. But yeah, like I said, if when they're found out, and they're being found out, this was more than you thought it would ever become, and it is not a good scene. And then last Sunday, when that man came to your church, that pastor came to your church, tore the place up, it's just going to keep happening. Things are going to keep happening because you're still connected to the fraud. You're still connected to what God did not say to do. And furthermore, if you don't out this fraud before they're fully outed as a phony that they are, the liar, the thief, the manipulator, and the spell worker or whatever else, or hirer of spell workers, and manipulation of you, plus their abuse of you, oh my gosh, physical, mental, emotional, all of that, we can see that too. With all of those things, when they are found out to be the entire fraud that they are, a lot of people see it, some people don't. Some don't want to believe it. Some believe it because you believe it's true, that it's good. But when the truth fully comes out and it's undeniable that they're a whole fraud, and you're still connected to them like you are now, I don't know when you think you're getting out. You're still connected to that fraud. When the fraud is fully, when the pay no attention to the woman behind the curtain, and the curtain is pulled back, and you see what's going on with the manipulation and the knobs and the turning, and the twisting and the lying and the cheating and the stealing, they gonna say, oh, well, you was doubling down with them, so you must be a fraud too. You remember me saying that in a video a few weeks back? They gonna say you are a fraud, and you're not a fraud. Well, maybe you are. I don't think you, in your heart of hearts, you are. I don't think in the man God created you to be that you are, but you might be coerced into being one. And you know, all the stuff that you are glorifying is not it, okay? And so your response, and no impulsive responses, but your response, impulsive, to this, just added to the firestorm that you already got going on, all right? Now, again, when they're found out, because they're being found out now, and when the whole thing is pulled off, and you still lying with them about what it is and what it ain't, then you too will be lumped in as collateral damage when they're outed for who they are. And no one's going to work with them. And then people are not going to want to work with you. Oh, they're always going to work with me. I'm still the man, you say. You might be still the man. Are you the man of who? The man of the world? Are you still the man of God that he called you to be? That's the question. You can still be the man of the world all day. Are you the man of God? And if you're the man of God, you're going to stand up for what is right and good no matter who likes it. Even if the trick don't like it. Because all the tricks they played, all them 5 leaders out of your team, come on, the manipulation is real. It's systematic. They planned this thing. They're a mastermind. And yeah, they could fool people. Either put spells on them or just plain manipulation. Just plain working people. They know how to work people. They're a liar and a thief, and ain't the truth is not in them. They were not sent of God, but they were sent. And the question is, are you ever going to acknowledge that? Are you going to acknowledge that you're living a miserable existence while you're pretending everything is good? When are you going to stand up for your own self, for your own authenticity, for your own anything, or for your own everything? When are you going to stand up for what you really want, and for who you really want, and what you really want to be doing with yourself, and what you poo-pooed away and turned away? When are you going to stand up for that? When are you going to stand up for your real person and the real things that God had for you? When are you going to stand up for that versus what people wanted you to do? When are you going to stand up for it not needing validation, external validation from these people who aren't even valid? Why are you seeking validation from people who aren't valid? None of us are valid. Only one you need validation from is the Lord. We're not worthy of giving validation to people. We didn't create the people. We can't validate them. So stop seeking attention. Stop seeking notoriety. Stop seeking viral moments. Stop seeking acceptance of people, because that'll get you straight into hell. So the question is, are you the man of the world? I'm still the man. Or are you still the man of God? Which one are you? You either hot or cold. You can't be lukewarm. Which one? You hot, you still the man of God. You cold, you the man of the world. Which one do you really want? Because right now, it ain't looking good for the God team, for you being on the God team. When you know deep down that's what you really are, but somehow you think these other people's opinions, these other people's decisions over you, these other people's manipulation, these other people's what's connected, and for them to get out of what you do that benefits them, that does not benefit you, your self-sabotage, your lack of esteem to think that you're worthy of anything. But if God gave it to you and said it's for you, it's for you. Okay? So stop what you're doing. I said long ago, not a feather in your cap. Long ago, it's a whole distraction. And if you wanted to be on Tamron Hall, you didn't want to be on Tamron Hall for that mess you was on Tamron Hall for. Backtracking, double downing, acting like everything's so wonderful and it's full of baloney, and you know it. Even they know it. The trick knows it. Because they're a trick of the enemy. They know it's a whole trick anyway. So what's it going to be? What's it going to be? I'll come back with part 2 later. I got to go to work. And I'll end with this for now. I'll end part 1 with this. And I've said it many a day. Welcome to How We Flow Out Today. I forgot to say this. Our community based on self-care, wellness, the art of well-being, and becoming your best self, living your best life ever, which is the life of your dreams, which is life you don't have to take a vacation from. And that life is your destined life that God created you to live. And when you're living in his will, then, and not his permissive will or your own will, that is when you have the life of your dreams. Right now, you have the life of your nightmares. And I will leave this with what I always say. Oh, Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. Love, hugs, pats, all of that. I got to get ready to go. I'll leave you with this. What we always say here. Other people's opinion of you is none of your business. So stop doing the dog and pony show, the 3-ring circus, making the rounds and saying stupid stuff just to appease people when you're not appeasing or pleasing God. You know God's not in that thing. You got roped into that sucker that you didn't mean to get into, and you didn't stand up for yourself. Okay? Remember that about yourself. God set you up before you ever brought the sand to the beach. And you know it. So be honest with God, be honest with yourself, be honest with the people, and they will applaud your authenticity. Let's look at Brian Karn. Yeah, he's in some trouble, just like you in some trouble. Different kind of trouble, but still trouble. But did he double down and say, oh, well, I didn't do this? No, he came straight clean. And that is what the people want, authenticity. So stop with the fake and the phony, the fraudulent, the thing you've been doing for 50-something years that you need to stop doing if you're ever going to win in the end of this life. That's all. Anyway, I got to go. Love, hugs, pats, all of that, heart eyes and everything. Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. I got to go. I'm not mad, but I am a little disturbed that you're still doing this mess. And then you're going to have a whole huge celebration for the phony fraud, what I call it, the fake fraud you applaud. A whole celebration for what? To celebrate the lie? To celebrate the manipulation? To celebrate their systematic dismantling of your leadership team so they're the only one left? What are we celebrating here? Celebrating the abuse they give you, verbal, physical, emotional, whatever, behind closed doors and that we all see in front of everybody? What are we doing here? That should be their adios. People give them all a little birthday gift money and all that, and then send them packing because you about to lose. Anyway, I got to go. Part 2 later. Love you. God bless you. Love, hugs, pats, all of that. Stephanie Stallworth, AtlTrafficLady. And I'll see you on the next video. Love you.